Watson.
I'm Trinity Watson.
This is the Darkslinger Mafia Power Hour.
Where it's not an hour.
We're going to take a look at Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, #1 by Frank Miller, John Romita Jr., Al Williamson, Christy Schill, and Joe Rosen. So, is this the first Daredevil comic you've ever read?
Yes.
All right. This was also the first Daredevil comic I ever read.
Yeah.
Not in preparation for this video. I've actually read quite a few Daredevil comics at this point in my life. But back in 1993 when this first came out.
Oh.
So back then, my stepdad worked for a company that used to pick up all of the newsstand comics.
Mm-hmm.
And when they pick up newsstand magazines, comics, that kind of stuff, he'd just snag a couple for me, like all the time. He's always bringing me home comics, right? So I found out a lot of stuff that I otherwise never would have known because I never would have been able to afford to buy all that, right?
Yeah. Some of the things he shouldn't have gotten you at your young age, but...
Well, in reality, he shouldn't have been getting any of it because the company should have been destroying it.
Yeah.
It was product that was unsold that probably had affidavits signed stating it was unsold. I mean, this is back in 1993, so I don't think I can get anybody in trouble now.
Right.
But I don't think that they were supposed to be taking that material home. It was kind of a thing where the drivers just did, right?
Mm.
In any case, this was the first one I've read too, and I was a bit confused because I had read about Daredevil in like Wizard magazine and some of the other comic industry magazines that I'd had. And I couldn't tell if this was like a reprint of the old Daredevil stories that Frank Miller had done or something that was brand new, right?
Right.
Yeah. So the cardstock cover on this, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera or not, but it has a red foil cover for where Daredevil is.
Mm-hmm.
You think that works?
I like it a lot with his shadow in the background and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that when I was 13, it worked on me really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think it's cool. It looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's visually, it's a good embossment. You know, there are some of them that are not done very well. This is one of the times that I actually think it really was.
Yeah.
And it definitely worked on me back then because it made me want to read it.
I really like this close-up on his bruised, bloody face.
Yeah, John Romita Jr. is a phenomenal artist.
Mm-hmm.
And also one of the nicest creators I've ever met in real life.
Really?
Yep. So before we go into that, do you know what these little pink bars are up at the top?
No, I know I see them a lot in different comics, and they're sometimes different colors.
So those actually relate to the history of what we do as Comics Mainstream with the newsstand distribution.
Really?
So what those are date guides.
Oh, okay.
The different colors are for different dates throughout the month of when the product is supposed to be on sale for.
Okay.
I don't know which month exactly pink related to, but let's just say it was like the second week or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means when the second week comes around in the next month, it's hit the end of its cycle. Any remaining copies at that point get picked up, taken back, and the new copies go on, right? Mm-hmm. So this was the way for newsstand agents to know what they were supposed to pick up. I like all the artwork shown in the foreword by Ralph Macchio. I have to say that the foreword itself, though, is just kind of
Yeah.
There's nothing really there. Nothing exciting. Nothing that gives me any real information. I do like the drawings, though. When I was a kid, I thought Ralph Macchio played the Karate Kid in the movies.
Really?
Yeah, because the guy who plays Daniel LaRusso, his real name is Ralph Macchio.
Oh,
so
okay.
I thought the reason that I didn't see him in any movies anymore is because he quit acting and started editing like the Spider-Man and Daredevil comics.
Yeah.
How many people can possibly be named that?
Not many.
I've never seen a picture of Ralph Macchio, so I still think he might actually be Daniel LaRusso. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we open up on a splash page where a young Matt Murdock is high up on the fire escapes.
Yeah. I just love the perspective on this page with how the buildings are.
The perspective is very nicely done. All the little details, like the people who are drying their clothes on the fire escapes, the antennas on the roofs, it all works very well. Mm-hmm. I'd imagine even for somebody your age who didn't grow up with antennas on the roofs, that kind of gives you an idea of how cluttered and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so John Romita Jr. He was the second pro I ever met as a kid.
Really?
The first was a colorist who worked for Marvel. My brother really wanted to go. We went to a comic convention for the first time, the Portland comic book show that used to happen in the Memorial Coliseum. My brother wanted to go around and meet comic creators. I was more in like the mode of, hey, there are comics here that are only 25 cents. Let's go see what we can get, right?
Yeah.
But he wanted to go meet the pros. So, first guy we meet, I don't remember his name, and it doesn't really matter at this point anyway. He's colorist, inker, I think colorist, but he had worked on several different Marvel titles. He, I'm sure, is probably a really nice person, but didn't have what it took to talk to kids back then. He seemed more like we were bothering him, and it's not like he had a lineup that day by any means, so I don't know why, you know. But then my brother drugged me over to John Romita Jr.'s table, and I think this was a Portland Coliseum show anyway. But I know it was our first show, no matter what. But we did go to a few other shows back then. Anyway, so we had the complete opposite experience with John Romita Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only did he sign what my brother took over for him, but, you know, he's showing us other comics that he had done, talking to us about comics, you know, like teaching us more stuff. Just an incredibly nice guy.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. So this cop is the one part, like, if you're going to put a goofy ass character in, maybe don't make it one of the first characters that has dialogue.
Yeah.
Is if I was to just thumb through this at the comic shop or on a spinner rack and had only read the cop's dialogue, I probably would have put this back.
Yeah.
He's so overly cartoony as to be like, what the? Like,
right.
I don't know if he's a character in Frank Miller's Daredevil run that I just never paid attention to. And this is like a callback or what, but he sounds like the parody people do of people who are from the country, which isn't at all what we actually sound like, but for some reason they think we do. He comes across like that, like somebody from the city wrote a guy from the country. That's what this cop sounds like, and it sounds so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's a very short part of it. He's only there just for Matt Murdock to steal his baton. It's literally his only part in the whole comic, I think.
Yeah.
And then Matt takes it to the gym and hides it. It doesn't really explain why he steals it other than he's being a little jerk though, right?
Yeah, it gives him like a sense of thrill and adventure because everybody...
Yeah, it shows that he wasn't always so moral.
Yeah.
Which I think that was part of the point too. Yeah, and then we come to Battle and Jack Murdock, who you can see just kind of by the way that Romita drew him in the third panel. He's beaten and he's a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he conveyed that in the body language so damn well.
Yeah.
And it's done once again in panel number 6. He's walking with his kid. He's hunched over. He's way bigger than him, but, you know, he looks more meager than him in ways.
Yeah, he's relying on him so heavily.
Right. Yep.
And then we see why and what makes him a loser.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
next page.
Basically, he only knows how to do one thing in his whole life, and that's fight, and now the mob's using it to their advantage. If you've seen the Daredevil movie or TV show, you're probably familiar with this concept with Battle and Jack already.
Yeah. I'm not, because I haven't seen either.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. You should. Daredevil TV show is really good.
The Netflix one? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So by day he's a boxer, and by night, or maybe I have that opposite, but either day or night he's a boxer, and on the opposite he's a thug.
Yeah, I really like these parallel panels.
Yeah, they work super, super well.
Yeah, and how, like, no matter what, you can't really see his eyes at all. Kind of, like, shadowy. It's just, the art is so solid. It's so awesome.
Yeah, it almost kind of conveys that he's dead already. Yeah, it does a really good job of that.
Yeah.
The coloring works really well in this. And then he finds out Matt got in a fight and just sucker punches his own kid.
Yep. Slaps him right across the face.
With a closed fist, though.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
say... supposed to be closed?
It looks closed.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just going to say this kid looks like he's, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah.
And this guy's a former pro boxer who still boxes.
Yeah.
That'd kill him. Like, he just killed his kid. This silhouette is excellent.
It's so good. Yeah, this is when he decides he's gonna study law and become a lawyer because
he doesn't actually state in this part that he's going to be a liar.
No, but he's going to study the rules and study the laws, which is like, if you know anything about Daredevil, you know he's a liar.
Yeah. So, yeah. This page, I do not get at all. Why is the taunt that the kids are giving him calling him Daredevil?
Oh, come on. Would you like if somebody were calling you Daredevil?
Yeah, I'd be fine with it. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, right.
Seriously, though, we're missing the context for what this taunt is.
Yeah.
Did the other kids know that he was the masked kid who stole the baton in the beginning? Like, the context for this is just completely missing. Yeah. It feels like there was something that was written, got scrapped, meant to go into the rewrite, but forgot to put it in. Because there's absolutely zero context for why he would care that these snot-nosed little brats are calling him Daredevil.
Right. The only context we're really given is the fact that he's always inside studying, even before his dad slapped him.
What does that have to do with being a Daredevil?
And all of the other kids are outside playing. And yeah, he's, his dad, everybody knows his dad is...
It kind of feels like they could have put that taunt in after he became blind more. Like the little jerks calling him that because he tripped on his cane or something would work better. I mean, something meaner, Yeah. It's like, this doesn't even come across as mean as much as it comes across as stupid. And I guess that kind of makes sense because when you're this age, when you're an adult and you look at kids this age, you're like, man, they're stupid. Their insults are so stupid.
Oh no, he's a little crybaby over Daredevil.
And then we get introduced to Stick, who seems to know what's going to happen before it happens.
I love Stick.
I love the way the Stick is colored.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's drawn. I don't know if that's something Romita did or something the colorist added or the inker. Mm-hmm. But the lines, how do you read those lines when you see them?
He reads as like a shady figure, somebody who's just looming in the background kind of
thing. I read the lines as he can't pick up on the fact that he's there. I know he doesn't have his super senses yet in this, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it is supposed to be that he's shady, shadowy at this point. Mm-hmm. And then we get to, of course, Daredevil's origin, where he pushes a guy out of the way of some nuclear waste, gets it dumped on him instead.
Mm-hmm. I love how this panel looks with everybody being almost staticky.
Yeah, like he has a limited amount of vision left.
Yeah, and then the way these checkerboard panels are done, I feel like this is excellent, like with the blinking.
I feel like they should have taken a rinse and rinsed this guy's eyes out.
Oh, yeah.
Before they put bandages on. They put bandages on and they're just pushing that into his skin. But
yeah, no, they're just like... Absorb it faster.
This was still during the Comics Code Authority days.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say putting some toxic waste on the face was the easier way of showing it than burn marks that they might have gotten in trouble by the code for.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong on that though, but I'm just really positive that even in 93, the hospital would have known to rinse everything thoroughly prior to. I know a kid in high school who dumped sulfuric acid into his eyes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I was showing up. I had late start my senior year. And I show up and there's this kid I know who's getting loaded into an ambulance. And he's thrashing his head about,
Okay.
One of my friends standing there watching as he's being like loaded up. And I'm like, what happened? I'm not going to say the kid's name on here, but I'm like, what happened to him? His dumb ass put sulfuric acid in his eyes. Why? Because the teacher said not to do that.
Okay, so kids are just dumb no matter what.
They are. But the point in that is as I saw the EMTs, they were putting some sort of rinse solution into his eyes. They just bandage him with toxic waste in him.
Yeah.
He did regain his sight, by the way.
Oh, well, that's good. Did
Yeah.
he become a daredevil?
No. I mean, as much of a daredevil as pouring sulfuric acid into your own eyes can be, but...
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know much about Daredevil, right?
Okay.
I only know he gets together with She-Hulk occasionally and things like that, right?
Well, yeah, in the TV show.
Yeah.
I don't know if that ever happens in the comic or not.
Right. Is the nun important at all
his
later
mom.
on? That's his mom?
Yeah, that's his mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so there are a few really, really good runs at Daredevil that you should actually check out. You should check out Miller's run, which is who wrote this. You should check out Bendis's run, and you should check out Kevin Smith's run. I'm sure there are other runs that are really good. If anybody else has any recommendations, go ahead and post them in the comments. But those are the three that I've read or read parts of that I can vouch for being really, really good.
Okay.
So yeah, the nun is in fact his mom. That's why his dad was sitting there staring at the photo of her earlier on, if you missed that.
Okay, yeah.
She's the one who was in the photo that his dad kept staring at.
Right, but I assumed that she died or something because all superhero parents are dead.
That's fair.
Except for Clark.
That's fair. No, she's very much alive. She's just a nun. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't know that's his mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have this cool shot where he has bandages over his eyes.
Yeah, so the one kind of interesting thing in this comic is if you watch the origin done in some sort of like TV show or movie, fashion, it's always immediate with his senses. Where he can't control them, they're out of control, he can hear everything, he can see everything. In this, he actually has to learn how to use those senses.
Yeah.
And the person who teaches him, Stick.
Mm-hmm.
So Stick shows up and you see how he's all done in like the shadowy lines again.
Yeah.
I don't think this is supposed to convey that he's actually in the shadows, because he's not really in the shadows any more than anyone else is. I think it's supposed to convey that he is moving so silently that he's beyond Matt's senses to perceive him there. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's trying to work out. He can't. He's going to cry. Be a little crybaby. Stick points that out. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Here we have my favorite couple of panels.
You like the pages where Matt's just getting beat up again and again?
Yes. There's something about it that's just hilarious to me with, the context that we have.
Okay. So, if you notice in this panel, Stick is no longer in the shadowy lines.
Yeah.
That's what makes me think that it has something to do with his senses. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm going to read it. That's what I'm going to keep it as, whether I'm right or not. So sound effects are used very minimally in this and used only to good effect, in my opinion. But yeah, I can see exactly what you mean. Like, he's just beating the crap out of him. Like,
yeah.
And Matt's okay with it for some reason.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised when he actually...
Despite the fact that Stick doesn't actually do anything. I mean, for all Matt knows, Stick can see.
Yeah.
So he could just be some old man who can see, who's just beating him for no reason.
Yeah.
Then he teaches him archery. Yeah, so in these panels, we see that Matt just shoots the arrows again and again and again. Miller uses some really good descriptors here to describe how he's feeling. It's one of those show or tell instead of show things.
Yeah.
Where it actually works out well, because he is a master at writing just as much as he is a master of artwork. Right. He's one of those rare creators, that can do it all. These days, people criticize what he does in terms of artwork, but that's fine. This stuff back then proves what he can do, and what he can do is better than 90% of the people out there.
Yeah. I love the hatching on the wall, the cross hatching. It's
great. Yeah, it all looks great. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This panel right here.
With close up on Stick's mouth.
Yeah, his stubble.
Mm-hmm.
That easily could just be one of the John Romita Jr. Punisher panels.
Yeah.
Yeah. it literally just looks like how he drew Frank Castle.
Maybe Stick is Frank Castle.
Maybe. And then Punisher. And then Matt gets so good at archery that he's able to just split an arrow right in two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we see Jack checking on Matt, and once again, Stick is shown in that scratched out, crossed out sort of way, which still leads me to believe that what it is that's how you tell if he can be sensed or not.
Okay.
Which I think works very well.
Yeah. I really, really love these nighttime scenes.
Yeah, the silhouettes and almost silhouette, those are done exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm. And, like, it really shows that you don't have, like, there are a lot of dots for the stars, but you don't have to, like, blot out the whole sky and stars to go across. It's really nice.
Yeah, and this is a really interesting coloring for this guy because this is pre-Photoshop coloring, right?
Right.
So you see all the different colors that are blended into this gradient, and they're blended in a much different way than what you would get just from digital coloring.
Yeah.
Shows you what you could potentially do if you put a little bit of elbow grease into doing it by hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes me want to try my hand when I'm coloring the next guy.
Yeah.
And doing some more of that and a little bit less of just relying on the gradient tool, because that looks cool as hell.
Mm. Yeah. And
so then a double page spread, which actually works. A lot of times double page spreads do not work at all. Mm-hmm. This one works really well. Everything's clear, concise. There's no dialogue balloons that are lost in the middle, anything like that. And then it comes back to this. So you didn't know anything about Battle on Jack?
No.
Okay.
No, everything. The only thing I knew about Daredevil is that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came from Daredevil.
Okay.
In a way.
Yeah, this is something that gets used again and again and again.
Mm-hmm.
Is the whole notion that the Fixer, who's his boss in the mob, whatever the Fixer is exactly, he wants him to throw the fight. He's not willing to throw the fight because he wants to be a better example for his kid.
Yeah, he's a loser, but not a quitter.
Right. Yeah, he wants to prove that he's something for his kid.
Yeah.
And then he knocks the guy out, and he's going to get killed for that. Mm-hmm. And everything about the way that this is carried out with his death, very good, especially for like Comics Code Authority time.
Yeah.
Also, the blood on him is red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only point that out because if you look at a lot of the comics of this time period, that blood would be like a greenish color.
Oh. Okay.
That's how they got around the Comics Code Authority's no blood rules.
Oh, I see.
Next issue, Electro shows up.
Oh.
Yeah, might have to take a look at that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what do you think?
I think I really liked it. Solid introduction to the character, especially for somebody who's never read any of his other stuff.
Yeah, considering the fact that Frank Miller had written so many Daredevil comics that came before this, it would have been easy for him to make the assumption that people were already familiar with what he had done here and not completely reintroduce everything about it.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't be surprised because this is the same guy who wrote Batman Year One.
Yeah.
All right, got anything else?
Nope.
Let's go make some comics. We didn't create the comics that were featured in today's episode, but we did create these. Check out Ghost Assassin in the Cards and the Chihuahua Who Flew Away mini comic, both of which were written by me. The Chihuahua Who Flew Away was illustrated
By me.